Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Media Book Podcast, a show about anything and everything media related. Ed here with two of my fellow co-hosts, my lovely wife Jen and Master of Attitude Matt. Say hello.
Hello, people.
Hello.
So for today's episode, third week of the month, which is our music segment, we're going to be recommending some more albums we hope you'll like. Basically, we'll recommend an artist and one album of theirs. We actually added them to the Spotify playlist that we created with our previous episode. So if you listen to last month's episode with our music recommendations, those new albums will be added to that list. But I'll still add the playlist link on the description below on our YouTube channel and on Spotify because you can add links now to it, Matt.
We
Yeah. So with that being said, Matt, why don't you go ahead and talk about the album you added to the
okay.
playlist?
So the album I added to the playlist is called Dark Sun, and it's by the band called Dayseeker. And
Mm.
Dayseeker, they are I best describe them as like a pop metalcore band. And the reason being is because like they play in drop C, they use like metalcore type of riffs and rhythms and stuff, but they have a lot of pop elements to their music as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this is a great segue for people to get into metal because it's not super aggressive. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's fairly light,
Mm-hmm.
and but you still like it, like as you guys have learned or heard in that some of the songs they do have like the screams and the breakdowns,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very but the Rory,
It's
that's
pretty
the
light.
yeah, but Rory, the lead singer, um he he mainly does the screams during like the breakdowns, but other than
Mm-hmm.
that he's like mainly clean singing. And
Oh
I would
yeah.
say Rory can sing circles around just about anybody. And
Actually,
another,
yeah, I would agree.
He's got a nice
He's
voice.
he's got a really good, nice set of pipes there.
yeah, and you guys,
Very clean.
as Jen said just before the show started, the feels
Oh,
of
yeah.
this. The thing with Dark Sun, it has a
Yeah.
lot to do with his dad passing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gather as much,
okay.
especially
Yeah,
the parallel song.
Yeah.
that
Kind of
and
gathered.
that Neon Grave.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, when I first saw them live, I had no idea his dad passed, and this is like
Mm.
the very first time I saw them live. And he said that like this album is for his father mostly because like
Mm.
his father is the one who inspired him and supported him in his musical career because his dad played the guitar and the
Oh,
piano, showed
that's
Roy
great.
how to
Okay.
play, and um that's so yeah, it was a huge important Rory's dad was huge importance in his life as far as music goes. Fun fact, the Dayseeker are local boys, as in local to Southern Cali. They're from Anaheim.
Oh, oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
they're one of
Very
ours.
nice.
You'd be surprised how many good bands came from Anaheim.
Or in Southern California in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got a
I
lot of
I think
good
Maroon
bands
5
from
came from San Diego.
Maroon 5 is not good
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, they're a popular
though.
band and a lot of
I mean,
Yeah,
POD.
people do for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
POD. I'm pretty sure is Bakersfield part of Southern California? Because that's where Corn is
Uh,
from.
it's
I
kind of,
think
it's
I
kind
think
of,
it's like more upper, yeah,
but it's
like
Oh,
north.
closer
okay.
to us than
Well,
it is to the north.
But it's still in Cali.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Corny
We
is from
got.
it's
Bakersfield.
local to us.
I mean, we got Motley Crue. They came
True.
out of LA. The
Hmm.
Doors.
Mm.
Fucking Blink 182.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Blink 182 is San Diego native.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
We can go on, but keep going, man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right. Now I was kind of split in uh, choosing this one and Sleep Talk because Sleep Talk is very similar. So if you haven't listened,
Hmm.
so that would be the next album to go check out from them. Their earlier
Is
stuff
yes.
is, I would say, is a little bit more aggressive, but
Okay.
not. it's not super aggressive like most metalcore bands are. It's still pretty listenable. If you're
And
not if you're not
mhm,
into that kind of music,
okay.
that's why I ultimately chose this album is
Hmm.
because yeah, it kind of hits you in the feels and stuff, but
Hmm.
there's a lot more pop element to it
Hmm.
than and it has a good use of metalcore, and I think that's a great segue for
Yes.
people to get into heavier music.
I like the balance of the album, like the
Hmm.
with the clean vocals and the scream. It was just the right amount for me.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
see, that's a perfect example right there.
they have quite a
Mhm.
few albums, and they've been
Hmm.
pretty
Don't
consistent to
Oh,
don't
I'm
they?
gonna be
2014.
listening to that later.
I think they have like 4 or 6 albums at this point,
Nice.
They have
and
one,
They've been around since
two,
when?
three, four, five, six, seven, eight
a
albums now.
while. Oh,
Nine.
okay.
They
I
just
know.
released one this year.
Well, they're going to the
Well, the
pill
song is
something.
called Pale Moonlight. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's their lead song.
yeah, they're eventually going to release that album, but the Pale Moonlight is like their newest song. They're just like an awesome band, and the first time I saw them live, I kind of knew who they were. I did go see them, and then when I saw them live, that's when it kind of like
I did.
really set it for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bonus fact is that that same night when I went to go see Dayseeker for the first time, there was this band from Australia called Make Them Suffer. And I
Damn.
That's
wasn't,
an interesting
I
name.
had no idea who they were. I just saw them on the ballad. So I kind of was like listening to like their first album on Spotify. I'm like, I'm not sure if I would like these guys. But then I saw them perform live and they put on a killer show. And I've been a huge fan of them ever since as well. But Make Them Suffer is a much more like aggressive band to listen to. So if you're not
Hmm.
quite into that music, I would not
Hmm.
exactly listen to them. But back to Dayseeker, um, I do look forward to the new album. I hope it continues the same trend as they have been going. Because what I've noticed is that, like, from their first album to like their later albums, it's getting it. It kind of got more to like the sound that uh, what Dead Sun, Dark Sun. God, the album I suggested. I'm
Yeah.
trying to blank on his
Hmm.
name. I confuse his name sometimes because of like you get Dayseeker, then Dark Sun. That's what it's
Hmm.
called. I don't know why
Yeah.
they do that. It
Hmm.
can trip you up if you're like good.
Yeah.
But
They
anyways,
they have a lot of albums named after like either night or sleeping, like Sleep Talk, Dream is Sinking, What It Means to Be Defted, and there's Dark Sun and Replica, which is their earlier one.
yeah. So uh, I just hope the sounds continues on the same path. I think they found their sound and it works
Okay.
for them.
It really does.
Mm,
And hopefully other um bands like up and coming bands can like make this like a popular type of subgenre for the metal community because you got so far to me it's just Dayseeker, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Bad Omens. Bad Omens is kind of all
I think
over.
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that name is all over the place nowadays,
Hmm.
and I think Sleep Token is kind of like that, but a little bit more aggressive. But it's just nice to see like a change of pace in the music I like.
Right.
It's not always just super aggressive, punching you in the face.
See, listeners, Matt does have range.
I do.
Yes, he does. All right. You got anything else to say, Matt?
No, that's pretty much it.
I do want to add that I did like one of the lines from a particular song from Dayseeker,
Hmm.
which is the Paper Heart song.
That was a good one.
Yeah, which was the there goes, the weight of the world is too much for me to
Mhm.
hold, so my paper heart will fold. Dude, that lyric
Yeah.
alone was just like, oh my God, that's how,
Very gut punching.
Yeah, it just hits you right in the
And
feels.
that's actually the song, Matt, that when we were talking last month about recommendation, recommended one song called not you recommended another song called, I think it was me, or no, it was Lane. Lane had a band that had a song called Elastic Heart, and then
Oh,
we thought it
right.
was Plastic Heart, and then you mentioned Paper Heart from this album. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't,
Yeah, but
but
it is a good
maybe.
song. But definitely check it out, folks. The
Hmm.
song is very, I mean, the whole album is pretty good. Check out some of their other albums and other
Well,
songs.
I would just say one
It's
more
all on
thing, and
Spotify.
that is
Hmm.
like the first two songs, Dream State and Neon. Well, actually, the first three songs are probably my favorite off of this album, which
I
is
would
Dream
agree.
State.
Yeah,
Number one, too. Dream
Yeah,
State, yeah.
yeah,
Without
Dream
the
State,
first three songs went together really well.
yes, it
and then
def.
Without Me is it's like
Oh,
a great breakup song.
Without Me,
dude,
I thought,
I
I'm
like
like,
that
wait a
one
minute,
too.
like, isn't that the Eminem song? But it was not. It was definitely
No,
nothing
Yes.
like that one.
No, like if you notice, like a lot of artists use that without me, like
The term Without Me. Yeah,
yeah, a lot. And
yeah,
I'm like, dude, and every single one of them, they're pretty good.
yeah.
You
I
can't.
mean,
It's like you can't really fail with
almost
that
every
title.
album has. I feel like that's a thing now that almost every artist has to have a song called Without Me.
Yeah.
and that was long before Eminem, people.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's another band
Yeah,
that
definitely.
has that song Without Me, and
there's
it's
a
an old band.
there's a
Halsey has
shit ton
something
of
like
them
that,
out
no?
there.
Halsey, yeah, Halsey has something like that.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
yeah.
definitely check it out, folks. You will not be disappointed,
Oh
especially if
no,
you're
definitely not.
not a huge fan of metal, but still like some of their concepts.
You will like
Yeah,
Yeah, you like
the
the in
balance
between.
of it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a
but
good in
the
between.
but the thing is too. Um, oh yeah, one more thing.
One
uh,
more thing.
one more thing, in the words of Uncle, is that you everyone knows I hate pop music because of how repetitive it is and how boring it is and how there's no soul to it. Um, if you like pop, that you want to listen to something that's good, this is like a genre I would highly recommend people because like I feel like every type of genre of music still has a soul to it except for pop music.
All right.
Well, it's because the breakups sound like they're upbeat when they're not.
Mhm.
Well, not only that is that if you listen to every single pop song, they all pretty much sound the same.
Well,
It's all
same
corporate.
chords.
Well, not only that, it's just the same corporate stuff that they put on the radio to make
Yeah,
money.
it's because they've used that genre to market,
Hmm.
and they is their one trick pony that keeps leaving them cash, so they're just gonna use it, you know?
All right. All right. So who wants to go next? All right.
Oh,
You should.
we talk
All right.
about
I
a
guess I'll go
lady
next.
or a crackhead.
All right. So the one I picked, the album I picked, and the artist I picked. If I'm gonna get flack in the comments, just know that like, and this is something me and everybody in the Be Above podcast always say. You have to learn to separate the art from the artist. And even though this artist is a POS,
There's a
some
little
of
bit of
his
a
art was
controversy here.
some of his
Yes.
art was still pretty good. And the one I picked is Bobby Brown. And if you don't know who Bobby Brown, if you're our age and you don't know who Bobby Brown is, I invite you to watch the movie. Oh my God, babe, what was it called? Whitney's movie. I
Whitney's movie.
Yeah, the movie she had with the biopic she had about it.
Oof, I forgot.
Is it I Want to Dance with Somebody?
I think so.
Yes. I
Uh,
I invite you to watch the film I Want to Dance with Somebody is the biopic of Whitney Houston, and she was married to Bobby Brown for about a year, I think, before she left him, considering that
No, they were together a while.
really?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
they were together from like
Yeah.
the '90s to like early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
They had a kid together too.
That I know. I'm just but
Okay.
if you don't know the story between them, Bobby Brown basically was an abusive and controlling, and on top of that, he got her addicted to drugs and other
Mhm.
substances. So, not the best person I should be recommending. Oh yeah,
Got
they were
addicted
together
to
for a while.
crack.
Hmm.
But regardless, he did have a couple of good songs, and one particular album that even to this day I still like and I listen to almost on a regular. It's called "Don't Be Cruel," the expanded edition, which is really ironic if you think about it. The name of the album and the person who's singing who's singing it.
This
But
was before he was an asshole, I think.
oh yeah, it's from '88. So yeah, this is definitely before he became an a-hole. But I'm willing to bet he was always an a-hole.
Hmm.
But this particular album, the only reason I'm recommending it is because of one particular song, and it's called "On Our Own." And if you don't know that the name of that song, I invite you to watch Ghostbusters 2 because it was kind of their not their flagship song, but their third act song that they were playing as they were getting ready to go fight Vigo in the giant Statue of Liberty. And they literally talk about that as the song is progressing, they do mention the Ghostbusters and they talk about how they're fighting Vigo. But he had other pretty good songs. For instance, "My Prerogative." That's like one of my favorite songs of this album. Actually, one of my favorite songs made by him. Um, Mostly because of the word.
Yes.
I love that word. I like to use that word every now and
Prerogative.
then. It's
Hmm.
like
Prerogative.
anytime somebody tells me that, oh, this is what I like to do, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's your prerogative. You do whatever you want.
Hmm.
Or I'll say like, that's my prerogative. This is what I like to do.
I just and that's a particular song I actually do like it too because um it's one of his best songs,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes very well to what he was all about.
Yeah, he
It
was one
definitely,
like, this is what I like to do.
yeah.
If I want to beat up my wife and get her addicted to something, that's what I'm gonna do. It's my prerogative. Like,
That's terrible.
please do not
Terrible.
crucify us in the comments, people.
That's
Please.
terrible. No, but I like the way that, I mean, because it can use for positive, like, you can talk about me, you can say whatever you want, but I don't care,
Yeah, that's
that kind of
my
attitude.
prerogative. And that's kind of what the song entails. One other song I really like of this album as well is called "Every Little Step,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's basically this is like a song that I think almost everybody but knows because it was played to death on the
I
radio.
love that song.
And even to
Still
this
love that song.
day, if you're listening on the oldie station, like 94.1, they'll still play that song. That song is just like been played to death. It's been remixed. It's been covered. This album itself also has remixes, which I wouldn't
I
invite
didn't
you
care
to
for
listen
the
to.
I didn't care for the
They're
remix.
not good. And if I'm being 100% honest, the whole album isn't the best. "Don't Be Cruel" is pretty good. Jen said she liked Ronnie, mostly because some of the lyrics in it.
Saxophone lyrics.
Hmm.
You can see the cross between Bobby Brown, the band boy, and
Yeah,
then Bobby Brown just himself.
yeah,
You could in that album you can see that.
hmm yeah. A lot of it is basically him talking to somebody. Because "Rock With Ya" is another one. "I'll Be Good to You," another ironic titled song. "Take It Slow," "All Day All Night." "All Day All Night" is actually pretty good, but it's a raunchy one. So don't listen to it around with kids or.
I really did like the use of saxophone he had in his songs, though.
Yeah, he had quite a lot about sex, and so which is interesting because it's R&B, and you don't really hear that
Who's
thing
that?
too much.
They're prone to use
Not
that's
as much as
saxophone.
actual jazz, but yeah,
R&B can use a lot of that. Yeah.
yeah. But either way, like it's one of the
Doesn't
albums. What's
doesn't
up?
R&B come from jazz music?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
But
mean, R&B stands for rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
So
mhm,
wait, no. But wait, Louis Armstrong used fucking trumpets and stuff
trumpet,
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, he played the horn and he was a blues
yeah.
singer. So
Brass instruments were very
Heavy for that.
prominent
Rhythm and blues
in
music, blues
R&B and
music.
jazz. It's since then evolved to guitar and synthesizers, which basically just
everything
it's a
synthesized.
bastardization of brass or woodwind
Hmm.
instruments. But yeah, those are the only songs I would recommend for it. But there is something that almost everybody will like. It's just one of those albums that the beats are good, the lyrics are good on the songs. They did a good job using with the instruments. Bobby Brown pretty much headlined this entire album, so
Hmm.
it's kind of his baby. It's kind of like I feel like this is one that got him on the scene on his own, which is also probably what got Whitney's attention. Because I'm pretty sure Whitney was older than him, right?
I think they're
No.
about the same
They're about the
age.
same age. Oh, okay, so
Yeah, I don't think there's a like a big age gap
yeah,
between them.
so a lot of people who have told me that they've listened to this album or just any songs of Bobby Brown in general, they usually say like, I can understand why Whitney was drawn to him.
Oh yeah, I
So
can.
I mean, granted, what transpired afterwards is not good, but when people say like, "Oh, she should have left him" and all this, and it's like she should have known better, sometimes the heart wants what it wants, and unfortunately, sometimes it's bad for it. But thankfully,
Whitney
Also,
is
it's hard to
older.
walk away
Mhm.
from
Whitney
crack.
was older than him.
I told you, yeah,
Yeah, 60. She's from 63 and he's from 69.
yeah.
Well, she was from 63.
But yeah, I mean, like like Matt said, yeah, it's hard way to walk from drugs sometimes.
Still not that big of an age gap, like what, 6 years?
Yeah, but regardless,
Yes.
she did learn from her mistakes. Thankfully, she did become clean at the end, despite unfortunately how she passed. But Bobby's definitely one of those individuals that is hard to hate the guy. It's like Tom Cruise. Like you have so many reasons to hate him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a charismatic SLB, and his music is surprisingly good. So
Wait,
again,
did you say Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Tom Cruise is a very hated individual, but he's a hard individual to hate.
How is he hated? Like, just out of
We can do a whole
curiosity.
episode about that, but I won't get into it right now. But regardless, definitely check
I
out the
feel like
album,
I'm
folks.
missing something there.
We'll talk about
Oh,
it.
he's a charismatic a-hole.
Yeah. But definitely check out the album. It's called Don't Be Cruel, the expanded edition, especially if you want to listen to that Ghostbuster song, because it's the only album that has it. The standard edition of Don't Be Cruel doesn't have it for some reason. I don't know why. But if you also want to check out the remixes, definitely do so.
I wouldn't bother.
Every
to
little
be
step is kind of okay, and maybe Ronnie's a little
honest. Ronnie,
okay.
the Quiet Storm. It's
Yeah,
actually not that bad.
but other than that,
But
no, just the
other
main
than that,
songs
I
are
wasn't
good. I love
really.
any
Yeah.
vocal points. So, yeah, that's my recommendation. Please don't crucify us in the comments, or if you do,
Crucify Ed.
be civil about it. Don't just outright
Don't be
call me
civil.
a masochist or a chauvinist pig or whatever.
Do it, people. Do it.
The instigator man
I
over here.
implore you.
All right, why don't you go next, man?
Okay, well, following his I chose Sade, or I don't know if anybody ever used the name Sade because I used to say that for a long time, but it's actually Sade.
People are
Sade.
still divided by
Yes.
that. Even though she's gone on record to say it's Sade, people still call her Sade because they like
Yeah, I just like the way it sounds too. But anyways, no. She is a smooth jazz.
and a smooth operator.
A smooth jazz. Yeah, she's a British Nigerian. She's why her name is Sade. But she
I
did
didn't know
have an
she's British.
album. The
Send her back.
album, yeah, the album that I picked was the best of Sade. That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
it's like her greatest
So her
hits,
greatest
basically.
hits.
Yes, of all her greatest hits, because believe it or not, this is a compilation of her the first four albums that she's
Mm.
had. It's from 1983 to 1994.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with that said, like this album came out in the US in November 4th of 94,
Nice.
and it came out actually in October in the UK. So it came out in the UK before it came out in the US.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That used to be the thing back in the
the
day.
tracks on this one, like there's a lot of them that I like in this particular CD. But I did, however, add a bonus one that I thought should have been a part of this one, which was called. It's one of my favorites. It's called "I Never Thought I'd See the Day."
Tell
And
me
if
why.
yeah, even okay, this song was included in one of the True Lies scenes where
The film True Lies.
yeah, the film True Lies with Arnold and
Right.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
In this scene, he is actually pretending to be some guy that's buying a hooker, and Jamie Lee Curtis is the hooker.
Yeah.
Pretending to be the hooker.
Right.
So it's like the striptease scene.
Yeah. The scene every man loved. That and the fighter jet one.
But I just really, really like the music. You know, it's very like mellow, very tone setting, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I like the song.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that like it's one of those songs that will kind of lull you to sleep, but at the same time, you just want to listen to it, and you want to
Yes.
listen to it like in a rainy day for some reason.
Yes, it conveys like I
Like,
don't know how to say, like it paints a picture, you know,
yeah,
without like you just it makes you want to do certain things. Like it catches that emotion
yeah,
of like, man, it just sounds good on like a rainy day, like really
yeah.
relaxing. Like
Makes you want to.
she has a very relaxing voice.
It
Like
really does.
I like to hear her because it relaxes me. Her voice relaxes me.
Yeah, she's very relaxed.
Like I don't know how to most say like it's very soothing kind of voice.
Like, I
Well,
don't
you
think she
said
can.
it's
Yeah.
sooth jazz.
I don't think
It's
Yeah,
she
like
can
smooth
easy
hit.
jazz.
listening.
Yeah,
Like it's not supposed to, um, wake you up
No.
or get you going.
But dude, it's like it's just
like she can
very
definitely not hit those high
yes.
octaves, but regardless, she still has a very,
She has a very beautiful voice.
yeah,
Like
very beautiful.
very, very siren-esque.
Mhm. Like she will lull you to sleep, and then if she
She's
wanted
a
to, probably
siren. I'll put the cotton in your ears or
there you
wax
go.
or whatever they use on
Yeah.
Odysseus.
That's why. That's why. Yeah, it's one of those artists that you know how everybody thinks Billie Eilish has like really sweet, soft voice. That is
No, she
nothing
doesn't.
compared
She
to
just whispers
Sade.
into the microphone.
But that here's
Mhm.
the thing: Sade is similar s style,
Mhm.
but hers is just so smooth.
Mhm.
And
No,
even if she's singing a high note, it comes out really smooth all the
Mhm.
time.
yeah, like
And it
the
sounds like she's
difference.
whispering all the time.
Mhm.
No, it doesn't. Like she
Yeah, she
just
does.
sings. No, she doesn't. There's a distinct difference.
I think the only time
You are
I think the
musically.
only time it doesn't sound like she's not so experienced is when she's singing one of her more upbeat songs like Smooth Operator or Your Love Is King. But
Oh, Your Love is King
her
is really good.
her softer songs like Jezebel, that's a very soft song. Yeah.
Jezebel.
Heck yeah. And rightfully so. It's a good song.
Have a Jezebel.
Mhm. I just like how all her songs are either about heartbreak or love or
Well,
struggle.
yeah. So it's
So
all not to. It's girly music. That's exactly what it is. It's girly music.
Mhm.
Not there's anything wrong with it, but
Mhm.
like that's the theme for most of that kind of music. Where it's
Yes.
like heartbreak and internal struggles and all this stuff. Like
Yes.
I would say that music is pretty much made for women more than it's dudes.
But it doesn't mean a man can't appreciate it.
That's true. I'm not saying a man can't appreciate it or
Hmm.
anything, but it's just prefer listening
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah, her songs have been used widely used in movies like No Ordinary Love was also used in Indecent Proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, romance
Yeah.
movies, which is what women watch. It's not like they're going to use that her music in Die Hard or
Yeah.
something.
And it she really does convey emotion. Like
Mm.
she knows
Yeah.
how to do that very, very, very well.
And considering that she's been divorced once, it kind of makes sense.
Mm.
She's currently married, and she's been married to the same guy since 2007. But she was briefly married from 89 to 95 to a guy named Carlos Piego.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I'm willing to bet a lot of her songs were inspired by that
I'm
guy.
pretty sure, yeah.
Sounds like Phil Collins all over again.
Yeah,
Like,
Well, heartbreak makes for good music.
it
yeah,
does. But like that was the thing for Phil Collins for a long time. Like a
yeah.
lot of
With
his music,
Genesis, yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Also, fun fact.
and his solo stuff is all about his divorce.
Mhm. Fun fact. Her actual name is Helen Folasade. Folasade. So her name Sade comes from her last name.
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah, Helen Folasade Adu.
I do. Hmm.
I do.
Oh, I guess you would
Hmm.
pronounce it full of shade or full of Sade. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her herself, like she's very stunning. Like she's a
Hmm.
very, very pretty individual. Like even now, like you see some of her
Yes.
pictures now, she's not bad looking. She's aging pretty well,
Oh yeah,
and she's 66.
66 years old. So I yeah. Oh wow.
That's her name.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Mhm.
She's aging gracefully.
Mm.
And no, but like if I encourage you guys though to listen to this music, if you want to expand, find like explore with other sounds like smooth jazz and blues,
Or have something to lull you to sleep.
or something to
Lull you
relax
to
you.
sleep.
It's
Oh, it will. It'll relax you.
I encourage you to listen to her to find out who she is, what she's all about. She has very good albums, very very good albums. I guarantee you will like at least one song on each album.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely what is the ones that are household name?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's definitely a staple.
There you go. She's definitely a state.
but like I was saying to Jen before this started, that wait, I think you're there too, Ed. But I didn't really have to listen to Jen's pick because like you're like super familiar with it. I know
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've heard it's Smooth Operator and a bunch of her other songs and
Yeah.
like throughout my lifetime and stuff. So I didn't really have to listen to
Yeah.
Jen's pick.
And she's one of those artists that even if you don't know the name of the songs, chances are like you've heard it. So if you hear it,
Mhm.
you'll be like, "Oh, I've heard this song before."
Oh yeah,
So,
most definitely. But like
especially from our age group, like I dare anybody to say that they don't know who that is. Like
yeah,
I dare.
like I instantly like someone who doesn't really listen to that kind of music, I instantly know who that was. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. I'm like, oh yeah, there's Smooth Operator.
Hmm.
Yeah, that she has just one of those voices that like stands out so uniquely that I
Hmm.
don't think anybody has even come even close to sound like her. Like I said,
Yes.
Billy is trying, but she's like you said, man, she's more whispery
Hmm.
than smooth.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, maybe now she can sing, but I know when she first came out, she could not. All she did was whisper into a microphone, and people are like, "Yeah, she's great." I'm like,
Hmm.
"No."
It's a
I beg to
false.
differ.
It's
But yeah, no, like her voice is very recognizable. You can't not know who she
Yeah,
is. Like as soon as
like
you hear her, you're like, oh, I know who that is.
or like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
second you hear Stevie Nicks,
Hmm.
oh, I know who that is.
Yes. They have like an inconfusible voice.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't think you can ever confuse Sade with somebody else, and if you do, there's something wrong with you. Like if you were to hear a song and they said like, "Oh, this sounds like like Sade," like it is Sade. There's no such
Mhm.
thing as like, "Oh, it sounds like Sade." It's either it is Sade or it's not Sade.
Yeah.
But
Is there any particular song that you like those Sade's?
that Jezebel one really tripped me up
That
because like you don't really expect something like that from her, you know? Like her songs are always pretty like about love and
heartbreak.
heartbreak and care about it.
That sounds about a whore.
This was straight up about saying like, yeah, I'm a whole and what I get what it gets what I want and I takes what I want.
See, she sneakily did that.
Yeah,
She can sneak things in there. That's
but
how good she is.
heck yeah,
Oh, somebody will sneak something somewhere.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh man. But yeah, I had to go to, classics. They're now classics.
Yeah, it is a classic now. Like straight
It
up, it's not
is.
even old school. It's like
Yep.
classical music apparently.
Nah, nah, no. The 60s were still like 40 years ago for me, all right? And the 80s were still like 20 years ago, okay?
But yeah, that's my pick. Like I really encourage you. This album doesn't disappoint.
No.
And it's on Spotify, so you guys
Yeah,
listen
of course, everything's on Spotify.
Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
can't stand that when people are like, oh yeah,
to
Nirvana is on the classic rock station. No, it's not.
All right, folks. So Even though Omar couldn't make it on this episode, he still gave us a band for us to recommend to you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. This one is
Well,
a
thanks
pretty.
for tuning in.
I gotta say though, this one like really stood out because um it's not like his normal recommendations. This is a very interesting one called the album is called Spine Shark or Spine Shank,
Spine
right?
Shake
No,
is
the
the
album is
band.
called the height of callousness.
Yes, The
Callousness.
Height of Callousness by Spine Shank.
Yes, by Spanish.
It's definitely a unique album.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitely a unique band that has an interesting sound, very similar to old school rock.
It's
Um,
not old school rock. It's
or
new
oh,
metal.
Mm-hmm.
no, but a lot of it, like a lot of their songs, sound very similar to stuff that we've heard in the '90s, like bands that we've heard in the '90s. Very reminiscent to that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason Omar suggested this band is because it's a blend of new metal, industrial, and electronica. It came
Mhm.
out in 2000, and basically it's one of those like what's the word I'm looking for? One of those albums that kind of has a little bit of nostalgia to it,
Mm-hmm.
but has a lot of the newer stuff that new metal kind of does nowadays.
Well,
Plus, a lot of the songs are pretty good.
Spine Shake
Omar
They
kind
in
of,
flowed really well.
yeah, Omar in
yeah.
particular, his favorite song was "Synthetic" and "Play God."
Mhm.
I agree.
Hmm. Yeah.
Although I think New Disease is the most popular song off of this album.
New Disease, I like that one too.
Yeah, but I
I
think it's like their big hit off of this
Oh,
album.
it is?
It's their most
I'm
played one
pretty,
in the album.
yeah.
It has
I
the
can
most
see
plays
why.
in the album.
I can see why.
Yeah, like if you go on Spotify, it has like almost 1 million plays, I think.
You know what I liked about that one though?
Hmm.
The fact that they keep bringing nobody, no, that with that aggression, like I really liked
Oh, it's definitely it has a very grungy sound to it.
like very aggressive, just like made me wanna, headbang to that nobody.
Well, yeah, I mean, Spine Shake is a staple for new metal, for not modern new metal.
Hmm.
They they came out in like this came out in 2000, so it was there with like Slipknot, Disturbed,
Yeah.
Very
System of a
yes. There
Down,
you go.
like all like when all the new metal bands broke out, Spine Shake was among them. And
Hmm.
but like what Ed was saying and Omar said is that they blended industrial and some synthetic stuff
Hmm.
or symphonic, how you say the fucking word, mixed with the new metal sound, and that's what helped them stand out versus
Hmm.
sounding like every other new
Nice.
metal band.
Yeah.
Nice.
Plus, I guess
Very
this is
well done.
one of the few bands that has broken up and gone back together again because Omar mentioned that this is their third time reuniting in January, and
Yeah.
they just recorded a new song, so it means that there might be a new album in the horizon. Their last album was in 2012, so it's been a minute since they've come out with some new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, their first album was in '97, Strictly Diesel.
Mm.
Yeah,
Nice.
but Height of the Callousness, there's actually a special edition with additional songs. It's one of those albums that surprisingly flows well together. Like almost every song goes into the next song almost seamlessly,
Yes.
almost like if it's a one continuously long ass
Like
song.
it's all telling
You
one story,
mean
you know?
a concept album?
There you
Yes,
go.
there you go.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one other
And
band that did that one's
yes.
named Sparta, and I
Well,
really like that.
well, there's quite a few bands that do
No, I'm saying
concept
that I
albums,
liked it. That I
but
liked.
I'm saying, but also like this one, which is not a concept album, is just the songs are written really well, where the album
Hmm.
Hmm.
just is just put together really well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's very reminiscent of Omar in the sense that, the continuingness of like, like an author knowing how to continue chapter to chapter. It's like, yeah, I'm like, I can see why he likes it.
Yeah, it has a good flow. Plus, on top of that, it kind of tells a story if you pay attention.
Yes.
Because right off the bat, that first song,
Ashmatic.
Ashmatic or Asthmatic or I'm not 100% sure.
Asthmatic.
No, straight up just asthmatic, like asthma.
Hmm.
Um, as it goes into the height of callousness, there's almost no end to the song. It straight up goes from that
Yes,
song and into the height of callousness, like almost like it's one long
like
song.
it's supposed to be like a
Mhm.
part, of it. Mentioning asthmatic, I don't know if you guys got that, but it kind of reminds me of a little part in there reminded me of Mudvayne, the song "Not Falling,"
Yeah,
like a little bit of that from the Ghost Ship movie.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
kind of there's like a little
I'm.
part that sounds
I wouldn't
reminiscent
be
to that.
surprised because, well, it's new metal and they all share kind of the same stuff.
oh yeah.
But it's interesting that you
This
point out
album will
not
make you think of a bunch
falling.
of other bands.
But it's pretty crazy that Jen points out Mudvayne and not falling because even though that's not like Mudvayne's best song, even though it's super popular, the
Hmm.
bassist is doing all kinds of crazy shit
That's why I
in the
like the
song
song.
"Not Falling,"
That's
and
why I like the damn song.
Mm,
uh,
It's one
yeah,
of the reasons I like it.
yeah, it is not too often when the bassist stands out like that
true.
for any band, and
Yeah,
I'm
but this album definitely had some really good songs. Like "The Height of Callousness,"
Hmm.
"Can't Be Fixed" was another good one. "Malnutrition" was a pretty interesting
Hmm.
one. "Transparent" as well.
Transparent.
Um,
Hmm.
it's one of those albums that basically, depending on your mood, one of these songs is probably gonna trigger
Yes.
something.
Oh yeah.
And almost every song will remind you of another band for some reason.
Yes.
Like there was one song in particular, I forgot which one it was, but it made me think of an Oasis song for some reason. Not Wonderwall, but
racist.
Yeah,
it
right.
definitely made me think of
That's
an
what I
Oasis
said.
song. I was like, huh, look at that.
But okay,
Oasis.
Mhm.
yes. There was okay, so transparent to me, it reminded me, I don't know if you guys remember, but in The Matrix there was a song where they went before they like when they were going in to see the Oracle
Hmm.
and then you see them, spinning around there's around the telephone. And there's a particular sound. It's called the song is called Prime Audio Soup by Meat Beat Manifesto. And that there's a little part in there that sounds like transparent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Um yeah, the other song that I liked that was pretty good was called Cyanide 2600. It had just an interesting beat to it, and it goes like really hard, really fast, but at the same time, it has a surprisingly clean lyrics, even though it has a lot of swearing in it. It's one of those songs that, like, man, this song is really bad, but at the same time, it's really good.
Mhm.
It's
And a lot of
not.
these songs make you want to dance for some reason.
Yes.
I don't know if you got that.
I got very like energy. It's like a lot of
Yeah, it pumps
energy
you
in
up.
this music. I was like, ooh,
Like I
okay, that's good.
want to start a fight with someone. Like
And just because they're swearing in it,
you know what?
that doesn't
Definitely
mean
good
it's
mosh.
bad.
Actually, the
No, my
definitely
goodness.
good mosh pit music.
Yes.
By the way.
New metal.
Yeah, but it makes you want to do that for some
Yeah,
reason. Like I don't know, like this, like it gives it's like a lot of energy, like a lot of you just
That's
want
the
to
idea of new metal. Like
like
I
something
said,
crazy.
Disturbed, Slipknot,
Yeah.
yeah.
fucking System of the Down. Like you
Yes.
And I
mosh
don't
to
know.
those
There
bands.
was a
It's good for my workouts.
there
I've
was one
noticed.
the song Malnutrition. I don't know why, but that one made me think of the scene in the movie Tank Girl when all the kangaroo mutant guys started dancing around. For some reason, that song made me think of that particular scene because as the song is playing, yeah, I wanted to dance the way they were dancing in that scene. Like they weren't really dancing. They were like doing some weird grunty moves and just like moving around and stuff. So that song made me want to kind of dance like that.
I see.
Yeah. But definitely check it out, folks. It was one of
Mhm.
those. It's a very interesting album.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I might check out the entire discography just to see what else they got.
Mhm.
There's probably gonna be one song that you like,
Oh yeah.
and like we said, the whole thing just flows
Yes,
really well
very well.
from the beginning to the end. The
I
whole.
was entertained.
Hmm.
And then like I'm like, it's over? Like I thought it was over really quick.
It
Just how
actually
much.
is a surprisingly short album because there's not that many songs. Looking at it, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
There's
6, 7,
10.
9, 10,
Yeah,
11,
but it
12,
flows so well that
11 songs.
it wasn't boring.
11
It wasn't.
songs, but it's only 37 minutes long.
Yes.
The album.
Yeah, because they're playing fast.
Yeah, they're playing fast. Yeah, fast
And
and
It's
loose
like,
with
probably
it.
yeah.
Fast and loose with
And
it.
then I want to mention also the one that one of the picks that Omar liked, the Play God. I really, really like the drums in that one.
Hmm.
Like it was just really, really good.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet somebody's arms were pretty hurt after that. But definitely check it out, folks. Check out the other albums. If you're listening to the songs already on Spotify, make sure to listen to the other playlists. We have our first playlist that me, Omar, and Matt made back when we first started this segment. Actually, no, that's for cover songs. Never mind.
yeah,
That's
cover
another
songs.
That's another
That's a
playlist.
different thing.
But definitely check it out, folks. Let us know what you think about them if you've heard them of any of these bands, any of these songs. If you have any recommendations, please let us know. You can leave them on the comments
Mhm.
on YouTube or Spotify, or you
We
can
don't
reach
want to
us.
know.
We would like to know what you
Yeah,
listen to.
definitely. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. I'm always
joking.
open to new.
I'm
To
open
new
to music,
I might
yeah,
any
be,
kind of music.
as the kids would say, instigating again.
yeah. And as always, you can reach us at the Media Buff Podcast on Instagram. If you message us, I promise you we'll message back.
No,
Even
we
if you're
won't.
a bot, we like to troll bots every now and then.
No,
But
it's all a lie. This is all fabrication.
as always, make sure you check out Maono
What a
if you
dream.
want to do your own podcast or just have your own audio equipment. If you
Yeah.
use code MediaBuff, you can get 10% off your first purchase.
Yeah, that part's real. Go buy shit from us.
Yes.
Yes, definitely helps us
2
out.
2-in-1 discounts, people.
Heck yeah,
In this economy.
especially in this economy. Plus, it stacks with items that are already on sale, so you can
Ooh,
get
there
an
you go.
additional discount. So
And you can be
Perk on top
just
of a
like your
perk.
favorite podcasters, us.
yeah, it definitely supports it. So definitely check them out. And as always, we will talk to you all next time.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Adios.